Tennessee Tech head coach Bobby Wilder, the team coming off an impressive 45-17 victory over Chattanooga. They're going to be at home for the third straight week. They're going to host Davidson this week. Of note, 2-0 for the first time since the 2012 season and ranked as high as 15th, the highest ranking for the program since 2011. So, Coach, just some thoughts about your team, and then we'll go to some questions.
Very impressed with how excited we were to play this game. The players knew the importance of playing Chattanooga, a team that traditionally has been very good. They were receiving votes in the top 25, so we were excited to play, and we jumped on them early in this game, jumped up 14 to nothing, 21 to 3 first quarter, 24 to 3 at halftime, and then just kept attacking them. What I was most pleased with in this game, Kyle, is how aggressive we played, how physical we were, just tremendous effort in all three phases. And that's the team we're trying to become. We're trying to develop into a team that plays with tremendous effort every play of the game. We still have a number of areas in all three phases that we need to work on. We're still trying to figure out our depth. We have a lot of depth, but figuring out players in the right position and what's best for them and best for the team overall, though this was a dominating performance and one we're very proud of.
Well, let's start with defense then first. Theron Gaines was the defensive player of the week, but I'm sure there could have been several people that you could have nominated. A lot of good numbers just looking up and down the stat sheet.
Yeah, the what's most impressive right now, Kyle, is we played about 30 players on defense in this game. There was a stretch in the third quarter where we had an interception, ran the ball back to the two, and scored one play on offense, and the play count got out of balance. So they ran 25 plays in the third quarter, and we were just running players out there. We're playing we don't really have a first and second team defense. We have ones and one A's, and that ability to play as many players as we did to stay fresh. If somebody does get a drive on us, we can sub, and we have quality people that are coming in the game. So to your point, there were a lot of guys on defense that played well. Theron Gaines is playing at an extremely high level right now. If you remember last year, Kyle, in a game against Gardner-Webb, he was the national defensive player of the week as a defensive end, and we've now moved him to linebacker. He's 240 pounds. He can run. He's instinctive. He's very, very physical. Very deserving of this award. And we had a number of players that played well in this game on defense.
On offense, I heard you say balance is what you want, and your team did have what seemed to be a lot of good balance: 292 passing, 221 rushing yards.
Yeah, this has been 2 weeks in a row that we've had the ability to both run the ball and throw the ball with what Keikoa Vesperis does for us at quarterback, the ability in the RPO game. It allows us to look at a defense, and he can make some decisions on the field with what he wants to do with some run pass options that he has, and it all starts up front for us. The front five are playing well. They're playing better, those guys across the board. Logan Weedman, who's our captain, our right tackle, played the best football game I've seen him play since he's been here. He's getting better every game. Nathan Simmons at right guard. Drew Wilder played really well at center. Tyler Wagner left guard. And we moved Christian Thomas, played guard for us last year, to left tackle, and he's playing so well at that position. So it starts up front for us with the offensive line. Those five guys are all learning how to play together. As you know, Cal, you have some players from last year, and then you have new players that come from other schools. So it usually takes everybody in America a couple games for everybody to meet each other and learn everybody's name, and then learn how to play together. If those five are playing well, we're playing three running backs right now that are all playing well, but it's the quarterback, Keikoa Vesperis. He's making us go right now. He's playing really good football for us.
What kind of grade do you give the offensive line through 2 weeks?
They would certainly be in the low A. It's hard to be an O lineman and get an A plus. They'd be an A minus grade at this point. We did have some holding penalties in this game. One of them was definitely a hold, and then according to our league supervisor, I won't put him on blast. One of them was a little bit questionable. So, but they're physical penalties, which you take those as a coach when you guys are playing really physical. Two of them happened on what we call pancake blocks, where they were taking the defender physically to the ground in a dominating fashion, and so we need to clean those up. But at this point, Kyle, the offensive line's playing really well, and as I say to the team all the time, that having an appreciation for the offensive line and the defensive line. Without the offensive line, you can't run or throw the ball. Without the defensive line, you can't stop the run or defend the pass. So we have a great appreciation for the big guys, what we call those big guys up front, that the heavyweight division. They're so important to the success of our football team.
You mentioned three running backs. How do you determine who's the starter, who's got the hot hand, how you balance them? 6 carries, 7 carries, 8 carries is what they did.
Yeah, and it's been that way both weeks. All three of the backs have been that way, and we've got five running backs that we can play. Aiden Littles is the starter. He was so good in this game, run game, pass game. He's one of our best special teams players as well. Quintel Quinn, you mentioned his stats. His last two runs in this game, he had 53 yards after contact. He's a big back. He's 230 pounds. He's hard to tackle. Kadarius Jennings played well. Torrin Baker. So to answer your question, Kyle, they're all unique. They all do specific things very well. They can all do everything, but it seems like each one of them is really good at something. And our running back coach Dylan August and our offense coordinator Brian Scott are getting some good packages together for them and what specifically they do well. We're still in that what I call IPD phase of the season, the individual player development. We're still learning the players, we're learning what they do well, and then trying to figure out what they can specialize in. It certainly helps us having five running backs right now that are all fairly unique and play good football.
If I was scouting you, would that make it obviously harder to prepare because you don't know who will have the hot hand maybe out of the backfield?
Yeah, I believe that does make it harder to defend, and more of what I think of and we think of here, Kyle, is the ability to run the ball, hopefully 35 to 40 times a game. And if you have four or five guys, now it's 7 or 8 carries. Maybe one guy gets 10. And when you think of the longevity of the running backs over the course of a 12-game season, it's so hard in this day and age to have one guy carry the ball 25 or 30 times a game. So we try to disperse that ball fairly evenly throughout those guys. And so far, to your point about a hot hand, all of them have played to this point like they have a hot hand.
Well, tell us a little bit about Davidson then and what you've seen on them on tape.
Yeah, it's an interesting program. Anytime you have a new head coach that comes in, not unlike when this staff got here last year, there's so many things you're trying to figure out. And they play hard, they play aggressive, they have really good scheme. They're doing the right things. They're new. They're a new program, and anytime you play somebody that's new, you have to be very prepared for the unexpected and what you might get in a football game. Because I don't believe we've seen everything through their two games with Georgetown or Elon that we might see in this football game. So the preparation and the ability to adjust will be important. We're very focused on our team right now, Kyle, and still trying to figure out our football team and how can we play better than we have. We haven't finished games the same way we started them, and what I mean by that is we played Cumberland the first game and we're up 45-0 at halftime, and then we outscore them 20-0 in the second half. We play Chattanooga this weekend. We're up 24-3 at the half, and it's a 21-14 game in the second half. So we still have to work on how are we finishing football games? What's our approach in the third and fourth quarter? And it's hard sometimes for everybody in the organization to not look at the scoreboard and see where the game is and not allow the outcome to be a distraction. That's a major theme for this team this year is don't allow the outcome to be a distraction. Our main priority is to focus on the process of winning and how can we keep playing better throughout a football game? How do we get better in the third and the fourth quarter? So there'll be a lot of focus on that for our team this week. And then, as always, we respect all and we fear none.
Well, let's end with this home crowd. How's that been through 2 home games since you have another home game this week?
Yeah, it was very challenging this week. We had pretty good rain falling throughout the morning. Really, people really couldn't tailgate before the Chattanooga game, which I don't mind it as a head coach. I like it when it's as bad as it can be for the visiting team, especially with everything we have going on here with construction and those things. And I thought the crowd was pretty good. They hung in there for having just solid rain falling really the entire first half, and it's the forecast is supposed to be really good this weekend. So I'm hoping we'll have a big crowd for this one.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time. Best of luck and best of weather on Saturday, and we'll talk to you again next week.
You got it. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for having me on.